Resources we are going to cover today. Here we will see the types of resources, and in the types we will cover natural resources. Here we will cover renewable and non-renewable resources also. Then human-made resources. After that, human resources. So these three types of resources we are going to cover. Then we will see the classification based on development of the resources. And here we will see actual resources and potential resources. Then one more classification will be there, that is based on distribution of the resources, ubiquitous resources and localized resources. Then we will see the sustainable development of the resources and what are the principles of sustainable development, then how we are going to conserve these resources, and what is the human role in resource development. So basically the whole chapter is going to cover here, and let us start the topic, that is the resources. So we will see the definition first. A resource is anything that can be used to satisfy human needs. So anything that can satisfy human need is called resources. It should be technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable. It means technology, it can be able to reach, and economically it should be capable of being done, right? And culturally it should be accepted by the people. Then that is called resources. Example are water, electricity, vehicles, books, etc. Okay, so this is resources. If we will talk about the type of resources, then resources can be classified based on its origin, availability, renewability, and development status. So how it origin, so what is the availability, either it is available in much quantity or less quantity. Then renewability, either it can be renewed or not, and what is its development status. On the basis of this, the resources are divided. First one is natural resources. So here resources that come from nature and are used without much modification is natural resources. An example is air, water, soil, minerals, forest, etc. Right? So the things that come from nature and are used without much modification are called natural resources. In the natural resources, there are two subdivisions are there. The first one is the renewable resources and the second one is the non-renewable resources. So renewable resources can be regenerated or replenished naturally. Example, solar energy, water, forest. So it can be regenerated or replenished naturally. Then this is known as renewable resources. And non-renewable resources form over a long period of time and cannot be replaced quickly. So it can be formed over a long period of time and cannot be replaced quickly. So example, coal, petroleum and natural gas. So in the natural resources we have seen two subdivisions are there, that is the renew, it can be regenerated, and non-renewable, that can be just form over a long period of time but cannot be replaced quickly, right? So this is the natural resources. Second one is the human-made resources. As the name indicate, here human being have been just modifying the natural resources. So human-made resources are made by humans using natural resources. For example, buildings, roads, machines and technology. So human beings are using the natural resources and just making it for useful, like the buildings and the roads, right? They are using the natural resources. Third one is the human resources. People with knowledge, skills and abilities to make resources useful are called human resources. Human resource development is important through education and training. So here people are trained with their knowledge and skills, and now they have the abilities to make resources useful, right? So these are human resources. So we have seen there are three types of human resources. The first one is the natural, second one is the human made, and third one is the human resources. Now as we proceed, we will see the classification based on development. So first one is the actual resources, second one is the potential resources. So resources that are surveyed and whose quantity and quality are known, that is called actual resources, and potential resources that exist but are not yet fully used due to lack of technology, they are called potential resources. However, they may have potential but they have been not yet fully used, that is potential resources. Okay. So this is the classification based on development. And classification based on distribution. So ubiquitous resources that is found everywhere, example air, sunlight, and localized resources found only in certain places, for example copper, gold, right? They are not found everywhere, they have been localized to a certain places. That's why they are called localized resources, right? So this is the classification based on distribution. So, if we are going to talk about the sustainable development, then development that meets current needs without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their needs, then that is known as sustainable development. It means that development that will just meet the current need without just compromising or just hampering or damaging the ability for the future generation, then that type of development is sustainable development. Now it emphasizes resources conservation and environmental balance. So due to this what happened, our resources can be conserved also and there is a balance in environment. Principles of sustainable development, then respect and care for all forms of life. It improves the quality of human life and it conserves the earth vitality and diversity. It minimizes the depletion of natural resources, change personal attitude and practices, and it enables community to care for their own environment. So these are the principles of sustainable development that will help to meet the current need also without compromising the ability to future generation. Now how resource is conserved? Using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed, we can just conserve our resources. Either it may be natural or human made or human resources. We should avoid wastage and overuse to protect resources for the future. So overuse and wastage is also very much important. We should avoid using this, right? And what is the human role in resource development? Technology and human skills are important to turn something into a resource. And human beings are special because they can modify nature. So human can modify in this way the resources that are available nearby, right? So this is the chapter where we have seen about the resources, then the types and classification after the sustainable development also, and then the principle of sustainable development. So this much for the topic resources. Let us meet with the next topic in the next video.